Government on Thursday confirmed that Prime Minister Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping went past MEA courtesies at the Bali G20 Summit in November last year. The head of the state spoke on the need to stabilize the Sino-Indian bilateral ties. The Ministry of External Affairs confirmed that India maintained that the key to resolution between the two nations is to resolve the situation along the line of actual control on the western sector of the India-China boundary. The confirmation came after a Chinese readout of the NSA level meeting in Johannesburg earlier this week, which confirmed that the two leaders reached a consensus on stabilizing relations. Now, the two nations have been at loggerheads since the Galwan standoff of April-May 2020. The government has now confirmed that Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping met at the Bali G20 Summit in November last year. The head of the states spoke on the need to stabilize the Sino-Indian bilateral ties. My colleague Srinjoy joins us this morning to help us with details on this. Srinjoy, the Ministry of External Affairs has confirmed that India has maintained that the key to resolution between the two nations is to resolve the situation along the line of actual control. We know how a situation is between India and China. The ties are not very good. Give us details as to what we can expect next.
Well, the important thing to note as far as that conversation was concerned, it was a relatively short one. And it was not a sit-down conversation. They just met and exchanged pleasantries and said, yes, there was a need to improve Sino-Indian ties. Yes, that's approximately all it was. But we know that Xi Jinping is going to be in Delhi, or at least he's expected to be in Delhi in September, on the 9th of September. And you could imagine that there could well be a bilateral during that time. It's also important to note that there is going to be a BRICS summit. But whether Xi Jinping will go, whether Prime Minister Modi will go, is not clear. As of now, we don't know whether Prime Minister Modi will be going to Joburg for the BRICS summit. There has been no announcement, and it's entirely likely that he may not go. So that said, it is possible that they will meet. Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Modi will meet in New Delhi in September on the 9th and 10th. And it's entirely possible that there will be a bilateral. But that said, but before that, there are areas that need to be sorted out in East Ladakh, at least two areas. And the earlier they get done, the better. We did ask yesterday the MEA whether there was a WMCC, a working mechanism meeting likely, or whether there was a commanders conference meeting likely, and all we were told that yes, we will let you know. So we don't know whether there will be a WMCC, whether there will be a commanders conference before a possible bilateral between Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Modi. But certainly in September, on the 9th and 10th, they'll be in the same room at the same time.
All right, Srinjoy, appreciate you joining us this morning and helping us with the key details of this significant meeting as far as the India-China bilateral ties are concerned. Let's leave it at that, viewers.